Might as well go live, huh? Let's see if we can do this with one hand and get this all squared away without breaking anything. And all right, Mr. Camera Guy. We need to swap lenses anyway. There we go. Well, that was a wonky start, but you got to start somewhere. I'm just making sure this new newsstand, kind of sort of works. It looks a little fragile here. If I can just rotate this around a little bit, we'll get going. Hey, whoever just joined, feel free to say hello so I know who we're talking to. And then and then we'll kind of go for it from there. All right. I don't know. All righty, so welcome back to the big board. We're looking at Deadly Northern Lights. It's a large game. It's a larger game than I expected, actually. So, hey, Keith, how you doing, bud? This is Modern Warfare, so this is right in your wheelhouse. I need you to release a Sweden, Denmark, Norway pack so that I can resolve all the combat here down at the platoon scale. Anyway, I'm just going to be clipping some counters and setting up some pieces and trying to make some things happen here. And I thought I'd chat with folks as they drifted in and out of the viewing and can answer questions that I am aware of or know the answers to about this particular title. But no, probably we're not going to get to the point where we get started on this yet, just because we're significantly far from that. We have a lot of counters to clip, punch, and sort, and go through all that sort of fun stuff. So hey, we've got a few people here. Come and say hi if you would like to. That'd be nice. Let's see, top chat, live chat, all messages are visible. That looks great. Yeah, hey Devin, you know why? It's because I'm not using StreamYard. StreamYard has significant challenges with its throughput and bandwidth, and you can't use it on a mobile phone anyway. But this is straight off my mobile phone, which is pretty impressive when you think about it, right? Oh, and yeah, the game does look fantastic too. It's big. It's probably the word I've already used. Here's some of what the counters do. I've already done a quick shrink rep on Facebook, but for those on YouTube that haven't seen it, it gives you a little bit of an idea. Hey, P-Dog, we're looking at Deadly Northern Lights. It's the second module in the Under the Iron Sky system, if we want to call that a system. And just getting ready to set it up, actually. I'm punching counters and clipping counters. I've got the Nordic Balance campaign, and I'm going through all of these counters here, getting them all squared away. Starting off with the easy stuff, looking at the North Sea Guick location and a few other areas like that for counter placement. I'm trying to find where I'm going to put the turn record chart. I actually had to rotate my entire table because I realized I had set it up so that I was on this side of the table, reaching across to Norway, which is here on the left. And so I've rotated my table almost 180 degrees. But I'll give you a rundown. We'll start at the north and we'll kind of have a look at the map, and then I'm going to set it down, and we're going to try and start placing some counters in some boxes and some hexes and things like that. And we'll see what happens. And I just want to check the comments here. Let's see if I missed saying hi to anybody. There we go. All right, so let's have a quick look. So way up north, we've got the edge of the Soviet Union, the border for Finland, and Norway. You can see Norway here. Sweden is a little bit further south. Finland here, which kind of runs down that side there. All right. And then Norway obviously comes all the way, if we follow the bright fluorescent bar, follows all the way down here, down there, down the edges around here. I've got all the counters out here, but basically down to here. And then you've got Denmark in the corner here, and this is where the linkage happens with Under an Iron Sky. So we would lay out Under an Iron Sky here, obviously not with this angle, but I can fit another 3 maps further down here if I change the angle of the table, maybe. And then we've got Sweden proper, Eastern Germany is underneath all that stuff there. And of course, there's not going to be a lot of units moving around in this nasty, swampy, tundra style locations. You know, there's not going to be counters moving through there, but more than likely there will be air traversing once the Soviets decide to break the Swedish airspace restrictions, right? So I might actually move up to this location here, because I think we're going to have some counters to pop out here. Try and put this down and not break anything. And we'll have a talk about this too, because I have some top secret intel. I've got early access to Operation Orchestra planning documents for the Soviets. And this is a game plan for what's called Operation Orchestra. It's a double pincer operation against AF North. And this will help us understand a little bit more about some of the options for going on the offense as the Soviets. And here we can see this is one of the plans for the Soviets to consider. And what we're looking at here is in the opening move. Each red disc block represents a victory point location for the Soviets. And, you know, I like to do that before I start the game, is sort of understand where all the locations are that matter. And the orange cubes are either landing zones, areas that need to be interdicted, or points to be amphibiously assaulted, like this airfield here perhaps. Narvik, obviously, with both a port here and then a naval port and an airfield there, that needs to be taken. And this airfield here needs to be suppressed and taken care of. And coastal guns and things like that need to be knocked out. So it's pretty interesting. You know, we need to land in Norway up here, capture that airfield there, because there's a finite range to the aircraft can support in, and it's based on these megahexes. And so 1, 2, 3, 4 megahexes is going to be the limit for air superiority, but 7, or actually 6 for the Warsaw Pact, will be the 6 megahex limit for intercept, striking, and escorting. So that's going to give us some other challenges as well. And the whole rationale, obviously, behind the fighting here is if we can press, you know, if the Soviets can capture enough ports in Norway and force a surrender, that is going to allow them to have better access to the Guic front, the North Sea, and cause all sorts of challenges and problems for reinforcements coming through to or from the US. So the rationale of the whole campaign is that Finland, Norway, and potentially Sweden, and absolutely Denmark need to be conquered, and we need to work out how we're going to do that. So I think that's pretty fascinating in of itself. And of course, if you've played Third World War, the Arctic Front scenario module, you'll know that this is a real challenge to do this, even at the divisional / brigade scale. It's pretty tough going. So I've got some units out that are already punched, and I'm going to start working out where they go. And feel free to ask questions about the rules on the rule systems if you want. And if I know the rules, I will tell you about them. If I don't, I guess I won't. So I do have to, there is a full naval game going on in this particular uh, game as well. So good question on scale. I think it's, let me just check so I don't misrepresent. I believe it's right here somewhere. Yeah, it's 14 kilometers and 2-day turns. So you're looking at a lot of territory, right? Let's see. Hey, Max, yeah, great point. Springtime, good to see you. Yeah, NordCap was a pretty cool little game there. Canadians are in this as well. We've got all sorts of nationalities participating. Let me grab my counters. I was thinking about, let me just grab this guy here as well. So I've got to put all these chaps somewhere useful in a second. I'm trying to work out actually where to put these guys. Because I know they don't go in this tiny little box here. But they must go somewhere, so just bear with me for a second while I get my water. And my chair. And maybe we can work this out together. Okay, let's see. Now there are these interesting concepts. Obviously, you've got your base tables, air base tables, or mats, and then these lines of communication. And units that are off board might start, say, in Russia 1, and then each turn you can move them X movement points. There's off-map movement points. And you can move them to Leningrad 1, to, I think that's Karelia 1, Finland 3, and where, oh, there's Karelia 1 up there. But nevertheless, you get to move these units around and adjust their locations as needed. So there's that. Same will happen for NATO. NATO's a lot simpler though, obviously, because everything comes from ConUS, so hopefully you can see that okay. And into the Celtic Sea, and then all this stuff here, right? So, and of course, one of the challenges I mentioned earlier on, we were talking about the Soviet air support ranges. Well, as units set up in, say, UK 1, there's going to be challenges for them. They can run intercept. So they could go 1, 2, 3 to N1, and then we're going to see that N1 is actually right behind the camera. So I said 1, 2, 3, and I said intercept is 7 for NATO, not 6, like it is for the also PAC. So here's an N1 megahex here. You know what? I need to mute my phone. Otherwise, we're going to get. So N1 is here, and I said that was 1, 2, 3. So I can intercept 1, 2, 3, 4. I can intercept all the way into here if I have air superiority, but I can't reach out to gain air superiority here because I only have a 4 megahex range, which is why we have these off-map carrier CV battle groups, and they're the only ones that are going to be able to try and acquire local air superiority in these areas. So anyway, that's just kind of that. Now I saw someone said that they actually served in this area here in after 85, so probably after the Cold War was over. Let's see if I can find that. Hey Simo, thank you for serving in Finland, I guess. And Springtime, are you, so you've got this game Springtime and you're setting it up and playing, or are you playing something else? Okay, let me know, that'd be interesting to see what you're doing. Okay, I need to get going here, so let's see if I can find So I'm going to, native bases, hang on a second. What's going to count for GUIC gap? What is going to count for GUIC gap? So GUIC front stuff, oh, that's right. There's a setup instructions here somewhere. I got it. Because the gap is a series of locations. I think that's rule 19 or something. No, 24 is replacements. Setup, here it is, rule 22. So, okay, so GUIC is going to be setup code can be deployed in the North Atlantic 6 or the Norwegian Norwegian C1 boxes, or any off-map base with a UK1, UK2 lock code. Okay. Ready to follow that? Clear as mud, right? So let's grab the GUIC map, GUIC counters. So we can see that. Man, it looks like I didn't clip that guy. I think I might have missed the edges on that dude. Where's my clippers? There we go. Okay. These are all the good guys. So we got the Germans. These are probably go everywhere. Americans and British. And there's obviously it's going to need to be some level of thought put into where these guys go, but for the time being, we're just at least going to get the counters onto a chart or something of that nature, and then we'll work it out from there. So Norwegian Atlantic 6, Norwegian C1. Just so you can see what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these two tables of holding box here. So here's UK1. What am I looking for? What did I say? North Atlantic 6, Norwegian C1. And off-map bases with UK1, UK2. So we could start here, for instance. So I can put units in this one. UK1, I can put units in this one. I think that's going to be it for these guys. UK2, okay, UK2, well, these guys are eligible as well. And then the box, I think it said North Atlantic 6. So now this is where it's interesting. So I'm assuming I would kind of like to make a copy of this guy. So I may need to take a picture of this and print it out. My scanner and my copier broke today. So I could put units here, North Atlantic 6, sorry, here. All right, and we're going to want to do that. And I would like to also put some in UK 1 and 2. 1 and 2, probably in 1. There's a battle that has to happen, and it goes on every turn over the GUIC front here. So we've got to have enough units around, and you're tallying up combat factors and just doing an abstracted battle. But there will be losses accrued, and it's going to impact the ability to move convoys around. So I'm just, first of all, just curious to know where I can place units, like on here, and then clearly, I guess we're going to need to move, maybe put this here. I'm going to grab another camera and take a picture of that chart so that I can print it out. Hopefully I have charge on this phone, this old phone. And let's see what, I don't even know, I've got to look at these combat values here. There's submarine. I'll read them all out to you. They're pretty cool. So for the naval units, you have a toughness rating, gun combat, missile combat, ASW combat, an air flak rating, and a missile flak rating. And then of course where they deploy. And this phone is flat. Well, that's just freaking awesome. All right. Hang on just one sec, guys. Okay. It's my wife excited trying to show me a picture of something. She didn't realize how important this is. Counter trays do not come with the game. These are GMT counter trays, and I don't have Blue Water Navy, but I've heard good things about it. All right, so I'm going to sort our GUIC forces by aircraft, tornadoes. And if you can see here, we're going to be looking at these aircraft. Flak units, these are aircraft front, backs, front. Here we go. Combat values, there we go. Combat values, evasion capability, strike capability, things of that nature, right? These guys are treated as bombers, the B rates. So we're just going to put these here. We want all these fighters, we want to split them up. And I'm going to have to take probably a while to look at, and I won't do it now, obviously, but we're just going to get some stuff sorted out here by type. Ships of various types. Jaguars. Jaguars with 4G1s. FFGs. More Jags. Destroyers. This is some sort of supply ship transport. More Jaguars. American A-10s. They're all going to go in one location probably. And we got some Harriers. Well, that's pretty skinny. That's a North Sea unit. These are North Sea units. So are they and them. So it would appear that I've got them in the wrong spot. But these are more German units up in the GUIC. American DDGs. So there's a CV. That's what we're looking for. So the CV battle group will be hopefully substantial. These guys are also North Sea. So they're off to one side. So we don't have a lot of Germans at the moment anyway. Now that number is a little hard to read, that orange number. Let me show you that. It's a little tricky to read for my eyes anyway. I wonder if I can zoom in there for you. Not quite. See that orange number there? Not helping. It might just be the angle and the light, but yeah. Mr. Itinerant Hobbyist, what's going on? All right. That guy. Okay. And more A-10s. So, because I can't charge with that other camera, that other camera's charging, I really can't put these units on here yet. So that's a bit frustrating, but I can put them on bases over here. So we might just put some units down here for as a holding location. Looks like some of these are, yeah, I bet you those I wonder where those Harriers are going to go. UK1 is there. I think we're just going to pop these guys down for the moment, down here out of the way, and then grab the North Sea chaps and see what they've got to say for themselves. I'm going to have to build a task force for this, but I don't know if I can do a multinational task force. That's something I haven't read in the rules yet. Now, North Sea units. NATO units with the North Sea setup code are deployed in any base on the North Sea. Well, that makes sense. Or in any off-map base with the UK 1, 2, or WE1 location code. LOC code, I should say. And once again, that's going to be, for instance, here, which is pretty much along the coast or near the coast, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all these North Sea chappies, we'll have to work out where they go specifically, because I would probably want a lot of them at sea. And there's some Baltic units here, and these are all the North Sea counters. And there's pretty substantial whack of them, all of these guys. So I'm actually going to leave these North Sea counters in the box there for the moment. And I think I'm going to start, rather than trying to do tactics on the fly as to where they should go, I think we should start organizing our Soviet counterparts and doing that, since me looking at the screen and trying to have a running commentary with you about where things should go is probably suboptimal, to say the least. All right, so there's that. So let's grab Soviet counter sheets and have a look at those forces, and we'll work out who needs to be on the map and who does not. That should all be readily readable. So we'll start with these guys. And I'm also going to move these guys off the map as well. It was a bad idea to try and put those out directly. But at least they are now sorted by type. So we got that going for us, which is nice, as they say. All right. Clippers. Really am in an uncomfortable seat. Let's move this guy. Sit in the big boy seat, as they like to call it. I'm going to put this to one side a little bit, so hopefully I'll still be able to see if you do indeed comment. Yeah, okay, so these are good questions here. I'm seeing Simo, Sweden and Finland, yeah. So, of course, Sweden and Finland are neutral, but there's lots of documentation, particularly according to this game designer, to Fabrizio, that show that NATO had direct line connections with the Swedes in terms of providing information and intel. And while they weren't members of NATO, they certainly were prepared to get involved if needed or if they were attacked. And the way this game is set up, it's not going to be easy for you to avoid getting Sweden involved, just because of the aircraft ranges and stuff that I was mentioning earlier on. And Finland, kind of the same way. As I've found playing Third World War from GDW back in the day, it's very difficult to avoid getting the Finns involved. You've got to pretty much traverse their terrain to stay in the supply, things like that. So this game is not dissimilar in that regard. All right, so we're going to sort units. These units are starting out on the board because they will have a unit, they have hex designations. I'm going to sort the units by C location. So we'll start with the shipping. And nobody panic about how I'm doing this. Okay, I know what. I think I know what I'm doing. Okay, these are all Baltics. These are all North Sea. See, if this had been me laying these out, I might have done this differently. I might have sort of clustered all the ships together that were in the North Sea versus not, as the case may be. See, here's 2 at the end there. And let's see. Looks like someone's got a birthday if I'm looking at the comments correctly. So happy birthday to whoever that is. All right, that's the shipping. Oh, here's 2 more for the Baltic. Let's pop those guys out. Oh, you thought it was all the shipping. Look at all these Soviet friggin' ships. These are all destroyers. And more up here as well. Oh no, they're Polish. Let's ignore the Poles for the time being. So Baltic. What has everyone else been playing? Has anyone been playing anything fun? That's the question. I have. During our lockdown times. Baltic. I think in Austin, in the Travis County area, we're getting really close to being over the hump on the COVID virus stuff. I don't know how that'll play in terms of people getting back to work, but we'll see what happens over the Easter break. See if folks can control themselves a little bit, and I'll check in with you in a week or so and see what the stats are like. Oh, Blitzkrieg Commander, yeah? Any good? You like Blitzkrieg Commander. And Springtime is a big PC game, I remember that. Next War Korea, that's pretty hardcore. You're playing with the advanced rules there, Simo? Baltics. We'll see. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something horrible to you. And turn the camera around and say hi. How you guys doing? Now I can watch the screen more carefully and clip. And I can happily put the take me off camera if you wish, and I'll show you the map again for new players and stuff. Well, Cam's been playing a bunch of stuff. That's pretty cool. And Jonas, good to see you there. Thank you for joining. We're just I'm clipping counters and chatting, and we're clipping counters for Deadly Northern Lights, so that I can set up the Soviet Navy. And this is a Soviet submarine, which you can't see because it's blurred, but trust me, it's there. And I'm getting stuck into the clipping part of the exercise. And you're going to need to clip these counters or cut them very carefully with a Stanley knife or something of that nature. Just because of the way they're cut, it's I believe it's a European die cutter. Probably not as experienced or as clever as the Chinese when the Chinese cut their counters. But that takes just takes a little bit getting used to. And I don't mind clipping. I prefer to clip anyway. So what about you guys? Does anyone clip here? I think we're probably on about a 30, 45-second delay. So I ask a question, I've got to be patient and wait for an answer, or a participant, as the case may be. Now later on tonight, I might jump on live and try and finish off that game of Sniper that I'm playing. I'd love some help from that with you guys if you're around later tonight. So no one clips by the looks of it. There are no clippers on the stream. I find that hard to believe, unless I missed it. No. Okay. Let's see here. I've got people sending me instant messages on the side, which in my Facebook, which is not helping. So if you want to chat, you need to get on the YouTube stream. All right. There are a significant number of very ordinary-looking ships for the Soviets. They don't look like they have a very well-structured navy. They do have some decent, half-decent subs, though, by the looks of it, just looking at the ratings. And then the shipping is lackluster at best, these landing craft. And, you know, those numbers are going to be a little tricky to read. Let me see what that says. Oh, it's a 1. Okay, I can read it. Some of the numbers are a little bit hard to read just because they're a different color. They're not the crisp white of the rest of the counters. So, for instance, and I don't know if you can read that well or not, but those, and they're reversed, of course, but those white digits are clear, but that blue and the gold, that's a 1 and a 1. It's for supplies and for, I guess, soldiers or whatever the case may be, but there you go. Yeah, later on, Simo, take it easy, man. Oh yeah, this is, well, hey, Kronos, thanks for checking in, man. We're gonna get this up and running, and I'll be doing a lot of video on this game as I stumble my way through it all by my little lonesome. And you're welcome to come and check it out. I'll be taking pictures and stuff as well. Sometimes I get inspired enough to write some narrative, but we'll see. We'll see with this one. I found a cool little website that allows you to make faux or fake news headlines that kind of looks like it's CNN or whatever the case may be. I need to put some machine oil or a WD-40 on my clippers there. It's starting to get creaky. Anyway, and it's always fun to use that to build up a narrative with news reports and things like that. I have, we are covering the Baltic and the Black Sea springtime. Well, we're not covering the Black Sea. Whoops. There's my ceiling. Hang on a second. The Baltic is all the way down there. We'll be running stuff around the Baltic, but you got to keep in mind that they need to capture these ports, these Norwegian ports, so that they can threaten the North Sea and cut off the convoy supply lines. So they're going to have to capture these areas, and they can't do it all just with paratroopers and naval bombardment. So we're going to need to use units from the North Sea and the Baltic in both locations. And the units I'm clipping right now are all North Sea allocated, and we will be clipping next all the Baltic units, which there are many naval units, and we'll do that. So, you know, in fact, that area that I'm showing you right there, those orange blocks are an estimated landing locations for a variety of different unit types, or suppression locations where we want to impact airfields or use missiles or whatever the case may be to attack
those locations. I'd be interested to do some combat factor comparisons between the ships. I'll do that probably off camera and share some of that with you later on. All right, what's the latest and greatest that everyone's looking at and excited about in terms of purchasing? Is there anything new on the horizon that I'm unaware of that I should know about? That's particularly if it's a hex encounter or point to point or something like that, area movement. I'd be keen to know if anyone's seen anything cool or new. Nothing. Man, come on, guys. Or is that not 30 seconds yet? Yeah, fill the gap is shipping. That is true. The CSS system. We'll see how modern combat and modern combat theory is applied using a World War II system and what rules have changed. That'll be interesting. My buddy has a shipping notice for that apparently, so he's excited about that, and we'll be giving that a play once we're allowed out of the friggin' house. It'll probably be the first thing I play, actually, opposed face to face. Just crunked a counter with my clippers. I hate it when that happens. What else is out? The GMT got anything good coming that's a war game? Does anybody know? I haven't heard much from them lately. The last newsletter was devoid of news. Other than Mark Herman, which they haven't really announced yet, Mark Herman specific war, but I kind of guessed that about 2 months ago. All right, we're a third of the way through the Baltic Navy for the Soviets. Going as relatively quick as I can here. What else is going on, fellas? Come on, keep me entertained. I'm not here to entertain you. You can entertain me too, right? This is actually today. It's a one-way street. I expect you to entertain me while I'm clipping counters because I can't really work on my game plan while I'm doing that. So, what about smaller publishers? Does anyone have any opinions on smaller publishers that they really like? Are there guys that stand out? Like, are the games from White Dog Games, are they actually any good? I've never played one. I'm curious about them, but I've never done much with them. Oh, Balev by Compass Games. Yeah, that'll be interesting. I didn't really like the original very much. So I'm debating buying that one. It's kind of expensive. But then again, maybe I ordered it already. Does anybody like White Dog Games? What about High Flying Dice games? Tony. You should be off planning your next move because you're going to need some help, boy. Tony and I are playing OCS. We're playing DAC 2. And he is about to launch his assault on the poor Australian defenders at Tobruk. Oh, you like White Dog Games. What White Dog Games do you like, Tony? Well, good luck. The only way Tobruk's going to fall, sunshine, is if I leave. Clipping like a fool here. I'll show you the dumb pile in a second. Ben Madison, British Trilogy. Tony, what is that? Book? Have you looked, Tony, to see whether you are ahead or behind on the timeline? I don't know where you're actually at. I've been assuming you were behind because of my fantastic delaying action, but it may not be the case. Because those Germans, once they hit the ground, sure did move very fast. All right. So, welcome if you're just joining. You've hit the big board and we're looking at Deadly Northern Lights, and I'm clipping counters and we're just chit-chatting here. Now, Mrs. Thatcher's War, that's a solo game, right? And I looked at the Napoleon Wars, but was that a solo game as well, Tony? All solo games, okay. I've heard Mrs. Thatcher's War is a good game, but I haven't played it. It's got to be better than that Where There's Discord game. That was good. That was not fun. Yeah, well, hey, PD Gone, or however you would like. Do you have a real name, by the way? I know you do. It is the next war, but it's a updated, changed, revised system. Hey man, how you doing there, True Flame? Nice, True Flame. That's a good name. Haro, Joys of Victory. I like it. It's an involved game from a I guess mechanical perspective. You've really got to get the right sequence of things going to make things happen. Otherwise, it's very difficult for the Soviets to be successful in their offense. Looks like it'll be a great 4-player game. You know that 2 people take one front, 2 people take another. And if I replay it, I will probably just play one front. And I think I'll be doing that with a buddy of mine pretty soon. But if we can't get a 4-player going. But I found it a little frustrating as the Soviets to get my offense into gear correctly. There's some nuances there that A, I made some mistakes, and B, made some mistakes as the Germans as well. But a great Victory in the West system is a great little system, particularly the way that New England Simulations does it. I find that game to be pretty entertaining, a little expensive. I don't know how many times you're going to play that game. That's one thing I don't know. And it does take a long time to set up. So they're all things to consider. And it's kind of big too. You know, it's 2.5 maps or something like that. Now I really need some oil on my clippers here. We're almost done with the Baltics. I have maybe six ships to go here. And then we might start throwing some counters on the map. I'll clip some Soviet stuff, or maybe some we'll put the Swedes on the map and see where they end up, right? I'll do that in just a second if you hang out for a few more minutes. Well, that was a bad clip. You can always tell it makes that sound. That's a bad clip. Yep. Well, good thing I'm not selling this game. Oh, Tony, you working on okay, P-Dog, thank you. You're working on Next War India, Pakistan? I didn't know you were playing that game. Hey, Dave, good to see you, man. Where are you located, Dave? Thanks for watching, by the way. This may not be the most thrilling live cast to watch, but we're here. What can I tell you? I just wanted to hang out while I clipped in the UK. Well, cheers. You were up late. I hope you're staying safe out there. New England Sims is the publisher of Jaws of Victory. This is Thin Red Line Games, the European designer. Oh, you're playing the basic rules, Tony. You're such a puss. You should have just jumped in. Come on. You're almost smart enough to play the whole game. Don't sell yourself short. Don't worry, guys. I give Tony a hard time because he and I know each other, and We've played face to face several times. Yeah, Cam, that's a good point. You can add more and more to the game. I like it a lot. And I think India Pakistan is also my favorite next war title as well. Mo from Mo's Game Table. We have the living legend in the room. All right, here's all the Baltic units clipped. Look at that. Boom. You guys are helping improve productivity. That's going to be awesome. We're just going to pop these guys in a tray. As long as my hands don't let them splatter everywhere. They're all going to go in the Baltics at some point, in a port somewhere. Okay, what info on what publisher? Help me out here. One question at a time. Storing them in GMT trays. Oh, no, I'm not storing. This is for play, Mo. You probably put yours in baggies labeled, I imagine, huh? Thin Red Line. So I can tell you about Thin Red Line. It's a two-person company, and they make very limited runs of games. So if you're interested in any of their titles, you need to kind of just either make the commitment and buy it or not. Okay. And this is what you would be buying if you buy Deadly Northern Lights. As you can see, it's a substantial game. There are some single mappers. I'm going to head down this end, and let's put some Soviets, not some Soviets. Let's put some Swedes on the map somewhere and see where they start out, just for shits and giggles. And I might scooch around. I'll sit here, I guess. Let me find Clippers and the Swedes. Here's the Swedes. I may have to get a beer, I think. Let me get a beer. But I just happen to have right here. Okay. Watch me knock that over. That'd be pretty funny. Not. Grab my chair. All right, we're back down the center of the table now. Let's put this here. Grab these guys, and we'll start whacking these guys. Let's move this over here. I'll take that off camera so you don't panic about me dropping things on the map. What you can't see behind the screen, the scenes doesn't really matter, right? I'm going to turn this light off so it doesn't bother you guys as much. Great, it's the other one. All right. So let's put AA out first. Oh shit, this is by map detail. All right, let's see if we can find this map. Map F, map F, map F. Okay, 2 map F counters. Here we go. Map F. I'm looking here. I can't see the labels. What is that? H? Okay. Oh, jeez. I really didn't think this game was this big. It's freaking huge. So, okay. Let's find map F. That's this one. So it's going to be somewhere to our left. But on the Swedish edge, 33, 35, 37, 34, 33, 33.55, moron. Okay, 33.55. That's better because it's actually in Sweden. 33.55. Ooh, it's in Gothenburg. Well, that one. Why not just say that? Both these guys are there. How about that? So the first 2 units I put on the map, you can't see. All right. Oh yeah, I'm sheltering in place, bro. That's for sure. You're trying to read the rules for High Frontier. There's a challenge for you. Okay, why are there two counters in the same spot? Why not just 5228? Okay, 5228. That's going to be somewhere up here. Who just joined us? I missed your hello. Norm, what's going on, man? We're just putting counters on the map for the heck of it. 5228, 5231, 5228. Oh, it's over here. No, it's not. Which way does this go? 52. That can't be right. 5228, 34. Oh, it is going this way. I see. Oh, I've got the map on the... I've set the map up incorrectly. This map should be on top of this map. God bless it. Okay, that's 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52. There's no way that map goes that far underneath. Okay, I'll put those counters aside for a moment. I gotta work out how far underneath here is this? Okay, that's not good. That's something we'll sort out later. Okay, I will move on to AA that is on map G and H. Let's see where those guys are. Map G and H. Oh, you know, it's really not that bad. I mean, look, it's only 2 maps wide, and this is not a full map. This is 3/4 of a map. So look, if I hold it back, see, here's the edge here, right? Norway. And across there, you know, I can reach really quite easily to the middle. And I'm sitting at an angle away. So it's not too bad. We don't need group restrict just yet, although that would be groovy. Got lost on map page. I was considering putting this on my magnet wall, but it's too big. Okay, I'm just clipping guys here. And then I'm going to put these guys down as we go. Once I get my orientation on where the maps are, I'm still working it out. D is at the top, furthest north. And H is down the bottom here, so we'll kind of work it out. All right, H 1917. Let's start with that guy. There's 2 A-rated units, so I'm guessing that's going to be in a city somewhere. H 1917. Let's see if I can find that. Sweden is here, 28. 1917. Here we go, right here. Oh, it's a C and an A rated. Well, you know. This is one thing about this game that I am not sure I agree with the designer, but you know, you kind of live with it. The approach they took with all these AA units, I just wonder if that was the best idea to have discrete units. Okay, 2356 on G. This is going to be another one that I'm not going to be able to find. 23. G is where? Is this map G? That's H. H. F. G is over here. And it's G 2356. 56. Oh, it's on the island. Woohoo! They're over here. 2356.
56, right there.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay. 25, 39, and 25, 39.
So they both go in the same place, 25. 39 is going to be up here somewhere.
Yep. Looks like most of them are going in urban areas. 2356. Didn't I just do that? Seems like there's
356, that's here. And these guys are 52, 28.
Now I know that that is crossover 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it would be somewhere around here, 28. Seems strange, it's in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to guess it's this town here. I don't know if you could see what I was doing, but my maps will overlap here, somewhere right here. And it seems that this one should have gone on top of that one. Poop. Know what I'm saying? So there's that. That's a thing. Now I could probably adjust it, but for the time being, I just want to keep clipping counters. So we will continue to do so. Was this a recommendation or a personal interest? Well, and Dave, and sorry, there's another question here too as well. Dave Murray's got a question. So smaller scenario. There are a couple of one mappers. I believe there are 5 scenarios in the game, and I think 4 or 3 of them, maybe 3 of them are single mappers. In fact, let me find out. And while I'm answering that question, I'll say that I own the sister game to this. It's called Under an Iron Sky, and I quite enjoy that. Okay, scenario 4 has D, E, and F. This links to that, and I can add it to that game. One scenario with map H, which is this Danish map at the bottom. One scenario with map G, which is stuff over there. And then the first scenario, Gates of Fire, is also map D. That's way up, actually not also, but is map D, way up north, which is where you're going to learn how to do naval actions and amphibious landings and heliborne assaults and airborne assaults and stuff like that. So there are 3 scenarios with one map, 1 scenario with 2 maps. And keep in mind that this really is one, here look, one map horizontal, 2 maps vertical overlapped. You can see here's the 20 hex gap, right? 1 more map horizontal, and then a portion of a map up there. That's a small map. That's like almost 11 by 17, but it's a little bit bigger. And if you connect, if you're going to put UAIS in this, that's really, when it's all said and done, it's really a 3 mapper. I mean, you don't really need the little extension map. There's 2 little extension map things. You can kind of get away without them. So that's 3 more maps, and that hangs off the arse end of this thing here. It would hang off of here. So I'd have to rotate my table, whoops, from that corner of the room over here and go this way, and I could run it across. So I can do 11 by 9 in this room, basically. I'm trying to zoom out. Sorry about that. And now the camera's loose. It's doing its thing. So I'm curious about it because I played Third World War a lot from GW. I've always been interested in the Arctic Storm module of that. Nordcap from SPI was a good little game. The challenge with the Arctic Storm was, when you combined it with the campaign, not a whole lot happened up north, but there are lots of things that could happen up north. So, it is what it is. Anyway, let's keep going. Let's keep putting guys on the table. Now we've got a lot of regiments and brigades. Some of these are reinforcements. This is not. So that guy's gone on the map. That guy is not. See, once again, if I was doing these counters, I would have had all the units starting kind of like how I love how the gamers did their scenario layouts. So you would work your way across and down the map, and that just made sense from a setup standpoint. And I'm sure that this is that way, or maybe it's that way. I'm not looking at the setup instructions, I'm just looking at the counters. It would be nice if the counters were at least just printed with all the guys that are going to be on the map together, and then all the reinforcements down the bottom somewhere, or the next sheet, or whatever the case may be. But that's just me, and that's how I would do it if I was a publisher. And that's probably why I'm not a publisher, because people would probably complain about that and say that was a really stupid idea, Kevin. So just clipping these 5 guys real quick, and we're going to find a place for them on the southern portion of the map here. I'll turn the camera around so you can see. Looks like nearly everybody is going on map H, except for you. You go on map G. So let's see if we can find out where all these guys go. For those that are still interested, I'm glad you guys are hanging out with me, because this is keeping it mildly interesting for myself. I need to move this box lid somewhere. Okay. Trying not to kick the table. All right, H 1911. That's a G. That's a G. 17, 19, and 21. 17 on map H. That's down here somewhere. Row 17. It's going to be back over here. Row 17. 15, 17, 16, 17, 15. Right here. And 1911 is in the town, and 2112 is going to be right here. There we go. Beautiful. And then G, map G. Eesh. 0250. Where's G again? This is G. 0250. See, now that's interesting. Because 0250, I might be doing this wrong. 0250, it's hard to see with the glare. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 2. 0250 is here, this town. And I just lent on a counter. Fantastic. I'm very carefully, Mo, very carefully folding these suckers and popping them out. 1642 goes 12, 13, 1642 right at the bridge, and the airfield right there. Look, I mean, we've got 20 counters on the map. We are going places. Okay. Now, this would probably go a lot faster if I wasn't talking to myself. All those guys are reinforcements. They go on an airfield. Here's a piece of artillery that goes on the map. What are you guys talking about? Don't leave me out. How is it shipped? In a box? Look, dude, these guys pop out real easy, right? And they separate real easy as well. Okay, it's all good in the hood, dog. Okay, so let's put all these guys somewhere where they need to be. Let's find a spot for them. These are map E. And see, they clip up just fine. You know, some of these guys, some of these counters, they just have notches, right? And you're going to have little edges on them, and they're not going to be perfect. And quite frankly, I just don't want them to knock other stacks over if we're super close. There's a part of me that would say I'm inclined to not even worry about clipping, but it really does look messy. And since I'm a YouTube and blogging photographer guy, I gotta have my shit looking good. So we gotta have these guys clipped as best we can. Quick. All right. So I must admit, I have crunked a few of these pretty hard too. So I'm not doing the most awesome of jobs for the counters. So fair warning, don't buy this from me. Don't buy this from me secondhand if I ever sell it. I don't think I will sell it because it's just pretty freaking cool. I love the maps. I would just mount these up on my wall if I never played it again. Come on, clip properly, please. 1740. All right, map G looks like it's got some action. Let's go do it. Here's another one. Okay. Let's try and do these in some sort of semblance of order. 250, 23, 17. So something like that. All right. These are all on map G, which is over here. I'll be over here somewhere, fellas. Talk amongst yourselves. G fucking lights. I can't see a damn thing. I'm going blind. 0250. Which is gonna be 76543 down here somewhere. Back down here, right underneath you. Right where the tanks were. There's an headquarters. 0713 top side somewhere. 6, 7, 20, 17. And of course, it's a town. There's an HQ there next to the airfield. I don't know if you can see that or not. Too bad. 1642 is going to be over here somewhere. 7, what map is that? G7. Funny if I got the map numbers wrong and I'm screwing this up completely. 42 is right there. With an HQ. See, you could also lay these out that each unit was going to go near each other. You know, AA and all that sort of stuff was all near each other. 1740. On the sprue, 2356. 2356 is on the island, down here somewhere. Also with the AA. And then 2356 artillery with the AA. Well, isn't that cute? All right. I mean, we're killing it here. all you guys can see is a big white bar. All right. Let's keep going. 17, 15. I bumped that guy. That's 19. Where's 17? 17, 15 is there. Yeah, 6 shaded counters. Let's see. Set up, set up, set up, set up. Of course, here's 2 counters right in the middle of a sprue. These 2 bastards here. This guy, he goes in 1133. 1133. I have no idea what it is. Kev may have also got his soon because he sucked up to the designer, but that's a whole nother thing, right? If you get it for me early, man, I'll hook you up. I'll do a video. 1133. Am I still on the right map here? Make sure. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So it's on here, 1133 somewhere. I think that there might be a couple of errors with a couple of these Swedish units. So just in location, the map number. So I'm going to double check that later on with Fabrizio. But oh yeah, you'll get a picture. Wolf, I can neither confirm nor deny that that worked. How are you doing, Jared? I didn't see you join in here. Welcome. We're going to play OCS next week. You're going to school me again with your sneaky little moves. You jerk. He's playing OCS with our Wolf, and he took me to town. He took me to school with some nifty moves, and I overextended myself and got myself into trouble and conceded in game turn 2. So I'm going to be more wily next time I play him. That's for sure. Okay, here's 2 counters, 1 counter, 2 counters. These guys can all go to one side. Okay. The reason why it worked, Art Wolf, is because this designer, this publisher, cares about the players and cares about the marketplace. And while he only has 750 or 1,000 copies of this to sell, he wants to sell all of them to people that are interested. And he knows that guys like you and me can make a difference. You know, an extra 5 sales for him is an extra 5 sales. You know what I'm saying? That's real money to him because he only makes 1 game a year or 2. 1 game a year or 2 years. So he gets to recoup his investment. He doesn't ask us to pay up front. So if he can get, you know, designer notes posted on my blog or whatever, and that gets 5 or 6 sales or 10 sales or something. I think when I did the shrink rip, he sent me a note and said that, you know, it helped. He got 11 orders from that. So that's real. That's valuable, isn't it? That's I don't know what does he charge for this? 160 euros. So there you go. That's 1,600 euros plus for me doing a 10-minute video, just out of the joy of seeing this thing unwrapped. Doesn't cost me anything. Map F. Map F. We're gonna have to move things. Here we go. Map F. 40, 42. 40, what's 40? That makes sense. That goes right there. That's accurate. Match 1832. So we go, ow, my back. 1832. 15, 16, 17, 18. It's got to be this here, that town. H2303. Let's go off camera. 2303. Just off camera, not far. That's the middle of nowhere, dude. That doesn't look right, but we'll trust it. And I've got another unit here that I haven't put down at headquarters on 2112. 21 in the town here. And F40. Oh, that's the one that I thought I didn't know where it went. E5126. Where the frickin' that's way up there. Yeesh. Let me do this kind of first. Let me do these two because they're right here somewhere. G0844. I feel like I'm playing bingo, calling out the numbers to you. G0844. The town, I'm going to guess, that's 43, that's 44. And that's another E. So now we've got a map E. Let's go find those guys. What else we got here? Look at all you punks. Let's see. Ow. Ow, ow, ow. That's okay. It's good. My hip. All right. Let's map E. That's map D. So that means this is supposed to be map E here. Map E. Oh dear. Hang on a second. Map F. This is map E. I've just realized something here. We're going to have to make some changes. I think I foobarred something. 4834. 48. This is map G. Oh, this is right. This is map G. So these are right. These guys don't go here though. They're E units. These are G's. H, G. So these are in the wrong spot. Those guys are in the wrong spot. 52. Oh, it's just this one guy that's in the wrong spot. Map E has got to be up here somewhere. I'm looking for a because here's a new map. Yeah, this is map E all the way up here. All right. Okay. Bear with me. 4834. Let's get oriented. Here's 48. Here's 48. Here's 34. And this is 5126. That's this town of Bowden. And then this is 5228. 5228. It's going to be right next door, right there at the airfield. Also the airfield. Okay. We had a couple of guys in the wrong spot. Let's double check. Map G, map G, map G, map F, map G, map G. Squared away. All right. It's getting hot in here. It's all these lights. Okay. Next. Hey, Harrow, good question. I'm not buying that game. My buddy is buying that game, and we will be playing it aggressively. We'll see, you know. I still just don't know if I love that system or not. I don't know why. I like it, but every time I play them, the games, I question the scenario design more than the system. Some of the scenarios are just kind of goofy. And that probably sounds like a gross criticism, but they just feel goofy. That's all I can tell you. Hey Keith, thank you for checking in, man. By the way, I played that second battle of Moore's test, and the Czechs lost again. So I got to come up with a new plan. But thank you for the great module there, buddy. Okay, all these guys go on the map. These are all map. That's H, that's G. These are all G. Let's put these guys on. I can't believe you guys are sitting here watching me set this freaking thing up. Is it just like you like to see other people be as frustrated as you are sometimes? Okay, I'm almost got all the Swedes. Here is another guy from map H. Here is a reinforcement. He goes to one side. Map G. This is painful, dude. Why do it this way? That one goes to the side. This one goes here. Maybe it's done by formation. I bet you that's what it is. And that's a map E counter. I'm going to do that one first since it's one of the few map E's. I'll go do that. My dulcet tones. Your road is what suits me. I sit there longing for it to, the sash to unwind itself. Mr. Itinerant Hobbyist. 5126. Okay, Todd, let's go find 5126. That's this town up here. Right here with HQ. Makes sense. Jolly good. Okay, I need a slug of my beer. What are you guys drinking? Anyone drinking a beer yet? I think it's 5 o'clock here, something like that. Oh, that's good. All right. Now, let's do G-rated units, not G-rated, G-map units. No, let's do F-map units. Oh, he's an H1. Okay. And then another H1, that goes on 1507. That's going to be right over here somewhere. In Helmstedt, maybe? Oh, he guessed. It's Helmstedt. Yay! That goes here, and this is 1911. 19, 18, 19, that is in that town. That is unpronounceable. Ooh, Appleton Reserve Rum and Coke. All right, I'm digging it. And a lime wedge, classy. 10 a.m. Sunday morning. Probably a bit early for a beer, but you are in England. Please don't let that stop you. All right, 30, map F, here will be the challenging ones. I need to open a window, it's hot in here. You watch the wind gust. Okay. 3355 on map F. 3335. 33. It's in Gothenburg. What do you know? Right under the stand. Both those units go there. And 3350 is going to be just up the road. And 3755 is going to be across the road. 35, it would be right under the freaking stand. Okay. Now, G. These are all G units. Jeff, what's up? Tony, I'll see you Monday, man. Yeah, I'm looking forward to play. Guten Tag, wie geht's? AJ, what is going on? AJ, I have not had a chance to watch much of your stuff lately. Have you doing anything fun? Are you still designing games? Jeff, when you say this one's in the mail, do you mean that you're sending me a check? You didn't need to do that. It's a joke. Oh, good for you. Good for you, AJ. Okay, whoops, hack. I'm gonna hack this counter, I can tell. No! Okay. Here we go. More Swedes coming. I've got 3 more counters to clip. And then we're on the last. Frickin' come on, dude. There we go. Gotta be careful with the clipper. Jeff. I need to work out how to get a commission. That's what I need. All right. Meaningful commission. Something that will let me stop working. I think I'd have to divorce my wife if that was the case, though. All right, I think I've buggered this counter up. Let me see if I can fix this with the clipper. Nope. Okay. We'll hide that one. Okay. Here we go. Map G into the wilderness. 2907. I'm going to move my beer because I'm going to be thrashing around the map. 2907. 2907. 17. Son of a bitch. 2907. Here it is. It's the town of Ume, or Umea. Probably not pronounced correctly. 0713. It's going to be over here somewhere. 0715. 1518. 07. That's this guy here. See? I need to let that go. Just let it go, Kevin. Stop complaining. 1050. 1050 is down here somewhere. All the way south, I bet. 41 in the town. 1050 under the stand. 549. It's going to be under the stand as well. Literally under the stand in the airfield. 343 under the stand in the airfield. 343. Why would you have an artillery unit there? And E 5126 topside. 51. Did I just hook a counter on my elbow? No. 5126. 51 down here in this town. Bridge. Okay. All right. Let's see how many units we got left for the Swedes. We have none on that row. None. One on this row is 1. And I've got to do the air as well, but that's okay. That all just gets dumped on the fields, and they're all numbered. Here's one more counter. One more counter, looking, one more counter. That's 2 more, and then there's one stuck in here. He looks like some sort of fancy ass unit. Some special ops guy. Oh, here we go. Mechanized infantry. Okay. That, my friends, 2, 3, we've got six guys to go. And these are all on G. Oh no, we don't. We have just 5, 4, 5. Okay, 6. There's 1. All right. Map F. 4042. Map F 40. Map F 40. Right here. Right there. So this is starting to take shape now. Does that make sense? Sort of. Not really. 2356. Let's get these clipped now. I have a guy coming by that's supposed to be having a look at my sump pump because our sewage seems to be making more smell. Come on, than it needs to. And it's a brand new pump because someone decided to put the pump downhill from where the septic tank is. Genius. It's a thing called physics. Okay. All right. Now, let's wipe all this crap on the floor. And I missed a count, I missed a corner. Or two. And G1050. 153. 1050 is going to be here. 2342. 23, that's all the way over here somewhere. Up here. 44, 43, 42. This guy is 2356. That sounds like the island. Yep, right here. It's a big ass stack. That stack is just going to get hammered turn one. Who did that? Someone. Look at that. Look at all those guys right there. Guess what's happening turn one? 2041. Boom. There. Stockholm. Not a lot in Stockholm. Now, 44, 10. That's all the way up the other end. 44, 10, 41. No, it's 47. 44. Airfield. Okay. All right. Oh boy. Holy cow. That's the Swedish forces. Here's all the reinforcements and aircraft. The aircraft need to go on a doohickey on the airbase map. We've got some Canadian guys here. The Canadian guys whose promise was to do one thing, and the reality was they would probably never be able to do it, according to all the people who are actually working there and all the reports that I've read. So that's interesting in of itself. And I found one more counter I've got to put in. I need it. Okay. This guy looks like some, oh no, he's not, he's a reinforcement. That's some sort of airborne dude. So all this stuff, we've got to find a tray. Okay. We'll split the air up because that's all going to go on someplace. Hopefully I haven't missed any units. Flip all these guys over real quick. Yeah, so all the Swedes can go in here. All right, what else is everyone doing this weekend? I mean, are you guys actually playing games, doing stuff, or are you just waiting for the resurrection? What's going on? Here's the cheap hack on how to separate your counters quickly. Boom. But you got to clip if you're going to do that, because it does leave some edges. All right. Come on. There we go. Oh, for a second, AJ, I thought you were saying, "Oh, it's handsome dog." Yeah, Kyle, it's a link to Under an Iron Sky. It's the whole shoot and match up north. I'm hoping that it will play well, and we will see. I obviously had a few challenges with the other game, but I still liked it. I think it's got lots of potential. All right, that's all reinforcements. That's all reinforcements. And they're all variable too. They come on subject to certain things happening. Wow, Norman, you're a busy boy. Look at you. You enjoying Noveski? Oh, Jeff, so you plan some hardcore stuff because that last 60 miles, that's a meaty simulation. I'll take my hat off. You've fallen into the rule Britannia trap, Kyle. I'm just gonna keep clipping some counters, so now it's a chance for you guys to tell me what the hell's going on. Oh, AJ, did you say you like the AJ? You like the lock and load tactical? It's pretty nifty, isn't it? And for the fifth time, I'll say that I have to wile all my little guys here. They're getting squeaky. We should have a game, AJ, sometime. Are you on Steam? Why don't you PM me if you're on Facebook, or PM me on Steam? I think my user ID that one of my kids uses is Hipshot with an AU after it, AU for Australia. Because some other jerk had Hipshot as a name. That was my tag back when I used to play first-person shooters. Back in the day. All right. Okay, I got the Air Force punched and clipped. They are going to go in with the Navy. In the Navy, you can sail the 7 seas. An hour and 41 minutes. I have one faction set up. But I'm going to blame you guys for taking so long. I got it. It's okay. Cheers. Talk to you guys soon. I think I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to go keep setting stuff up. Adios. Thanks for joining in. I really appreciate it. Maybe. There we go. Yes, I'm sure I want to cancel.